lights, cameras, action. Now let's engage in the dialogue. Let me browse through your mind like a catalog. Conscious metaphysics, allow me to break down the specifics. Educate, motivate. If you don't feel free, you can liberate. An LLC is what I'm building, the #1 podcast in the building. So let me slide on up in the Bentley truck in my Versace shirts. They can't get enough of this deep conversation, expansion, elevation. I'll send you a link you can tap in. It ain't quite what I used to do back then. Now I get it on the front and the back end. Multiple money streams keep coming in. Enlighten, empower, evolve. Enlighten, empower, evolve.
Just in time. Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryan Smith, and welcome to Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved. I know everyone's doing well and everything is unfolding perfectly. I am very excited yet again because I have another extraordinary person that's just not an extraordinary person, but I won't even call her a friend. I will say she's more like a sister, a soul sister, and you'll find out more as this show progresses. But she is a dating and relationship coach for high achieving men, certified hypnotherapist, certified NLP practitioner, international public speaker, best-selling author, CEO and founder of the Gentleman's Square. Without further ado, I introduce to you Stefania PULEO.
Hi. Wow. Thank you, Luke. What an introduction. That was cool.
Yes. So, Stefania, I want to not just make this a question and answer segment because we have a better connection than that. So I want you to take it away and tell me what you want to elaborate on right now. What do you have going on currently? And yeah, just tell us, like the relationship,
Okay.
the relationship coach, the men. I know you're focusing on that. Tell us a bit about that.
Okay. Well, first of all, just thank you for having me back on your show. That's pretty
Oh, one thing.
exciting.
I forgot one thing. I believe that time is one of our most precious assets. And for you to spend some of your time in the history of your timeline, I want to extend my sincerest gratitude to you.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, it has been a while since I've I guess reconnected with you. We had some connection with I don't know how far you want me to go with this, but I guess I
You
was on your
can.
podcast. Also, you did receive some of my sessions. You did yourself and your wife, your lovely wife Karina,
Yes.
and
Feel free
since
to
then,
talk about any of that.
mm,
And I apologize for interrupting, but yes, Stefania, I want to just say how happy I am with her hypnotherapy. My wife and I, she did a few sessions with us, and it was amazing. That's all I can say. It really helped a lot. Go ahead, Stefania.
awesome. Well, maybe I should ask you a bit more about how it helped. But
Go
anyway,
ahead. Yes, you can.
yeah,
Yes.
like I guess you all know me. I am a men's dating and relationship coach. Primarily, I say for high achieving men. And first of all, I just want to elaborate on that. High achieving means not rich, not just men that have got money or in a certain financial bracket. It's about men that are wanting to better their lives. They're high achievers. They're setting goals. They're focused. They're determined. They want to just totally better themselves. And what way better to better yourself in your relationships, right? Because at the end of the day, the three most important areas of our life are relationships, wealth, and health. And if one of those are down, it's affecting the other. So relationships with ourselves and with others are primarily the most important. However, what I'm here to talk about is men. Yes, you wonderful men out there. And why I've really focused on the men is because I just feel that there's just so much out there for women that there's really not enough for men. I mean, there's a lot of male to male therapy. There's, men's groups and everything, which I think are great. They're definitely, they serve the purpose. However, with me, I come from, the perspective of being a woman and, you know, uplifting, equipping men with the tools, with the knowledge of how to also navigate through finding their ideal partner in this world. And of course, being a woman, I'm bringing it from a female perspective, and I'm giving you like the the secrets, so to speak, the spicy sauce. Is a juicy sauce, whatever you guys say in America.
Right, right, right.
That the women can sort of say things, but you've got to read between the lines. Let's face it, we're not easy. I'm a woman, and I have to put my hand up. We can be a little complicated.
Right,
Complicated, possibly, or is it sensitive? Or is it the female energy that men need to learn more about, to tap into, to be
right,
able to connect with women, to be able to understand women, to be able to, have those, drama-free relationships? I mean, there's always going to be drama. However, what's important is how do we navigate through the drama without being sucked into that orbit of chaos that may be being projected by the woman, because we can get like that. We can get a bit fiery, and then men sort of are drawn into that, and I call it an orbit. It's like you get sucked into this vacuum, and before you know it, and you think, what the hell happened? What did I say? I didn't even say anything, and I'm already
right.
all in this confusion. I don't know, Luke, have you found yourself in that kind of situation before?
Oh,
Like, surely.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm so grateful that as I've continued my journey of working on myself and coming with age as well, that I'm able to tap into my own masculine energy and remain calm during those moments, more or less, when, you know, when a woman is in her emotions, and not match that same energy. And
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
and it, and I'll say, and I'll elaborate a bit on that because I was raised by a mother. Oftentimes earlier in my relationships, I found myself emulating feminine energy, especially in my relationships. That means being catty and engaging in all that fuss when a woman, instead of being more uh, tapping into, like I said, the masculine energy, which is just, sitting back and being calm and observing, and then letting the woman know it's going to be okay, and saying something that will possibly defuse the situation. I found myself, but then after I realized what I was doing, that's when I really started working on myself and said to myself, I have to tap into my masculine energy, and that I was reciprocating exactly what I saw from my mother. So,
Hmm.
but what I wanted to
Excellent.
ask you, Stefania, as well,
Yeah.
you do something like help men get ready for dating in some way, don't you?
Yes, exactly.
Elaborate on that a bit,
Well, what can I
please.
say? There's so many areas, because everybody's had their own journey in life, and depending at what age they come to me, like, and people say, well, what age group do most men, most of your clients? Well, it really varies. I have, from 45 upwards to as young as even 23. Like my youngest was 23 years of age.
Right,
And what do I help them with? Well, a lot of them are struggling to not so much attract women. A lot of them actually attract women quite easily,
right,
but it's the wrong type of women. And that's where they're finding themselves in this cycle of toxicity. They're they're attracting relationships that are no good for them. They're, women that are emotionally unavailable. They got a lot of baggage, or they're scammers, or they're only after their money.
Right.
We call them gold diggers here. I'm not sure what you call them over there,
Same
but
thing.
they think, oh my God, all women are the same. Like, they then isolate themselves, withdraw, wanting to protect themselves, but in actual fact, they're creating more harm to themselves because they're withdrawing. And really, at the end of the day, we all need someone. We're being put on this earth to, co-create, have
Right.
a loving partner, or to be able to support us, and in the sense of being a supportive, understanding, respectful, all those things that men want, and
Right.
women.
Excuse me. Right.
However, what's that? Sorry?
No, I
Oh,
just said, excuse me. I was clearing my throat. I apologize. Go ahead, Stefania.
no, that's okay. And so therefore they're attracting women, but they're not attracting the type of woman that they really want to like settle down with. A woman that
Right.
they can say, I want a long term, a partner that is going to be there for the long haul. And this is where they're struggling. So they're, you know, perpetually just stuck.
Right.
And a lot of
Right.
them come to me for that. So why are they stuck? Well, again, there's many reasons. It could be past life trauma. It could be past trauma in relationships they've had
Right.
with some significant other. Could be a wife, could be, someone they've lived with, but they've got a couple of children with. So there's a lot of issues. It could even go as far back as, parents. And
Right.
really, a lot of it does stem from that, because they are our first, people that love us, that bring us into this world, that are modeling to us what
Influence us. Yes.
relationships, they're influences, what relationships look like to us. So they are modeling to us what love is, by
Right.
them either being together or not being together.
Right.
Okay, so this is a very important area that shouldn't be overlooked.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes. And Stefania, if I may elaborate on that too, to answer your question earlier, how did your hypnotherapy help assist me, my wife and I? During your hypnotherapy sessions, everyone, during Stefania's hypnotherapy sessions, she gets to the root of trauma and successfully eradicated a lot of negative thoughts that I had reoccurring in regard to things that came from the past, from my upbringing. And I can honestly say that this is not a sales pitch at all. I mean, I'm not getting anything from this other than giving good energy and sharing, being just as forthright as I can, but just to appeal to people that things can be eradicated. There are techniques, and Stefania knows some of them, or one of them, or whatever, to help with that. And that's coming from me. So yeah, she really helped to deep dive. And it took a few sessions, but and I'm not trying to say that I'm just, oh, after her, I'm totally cured of everything. But I notice a difference. And I notice there's some things that no longer trigger me any longer because of what I went through with Stefania. And that's amazing. And I just have to testify to that. And my
Well,
wife,
thank
my wife
you.
said the same thing. So I had to elaborate on that because you spoke about a lot of things that we attract come from our programming from a younger age, or trauma and whatnot. So I had to elaborate on that a bit,
Mm.
that from my experience,
Yes.
just yeah, testimony that yes, it is true.
And
You
I'm glad you mentioned that. And I just wanted to add a little bit more to that, to the audience, to say that, when we're children, a lot of this, programming that's been instilled in us, we're not conscious of it. It's sitting in our subconscious mind. It's sitting in
right,
our, I call like a hard drive we have, that, maybe it's stashed away and we have not accessed it for a long time. However, the subconscious mind will be triggered unbeknown to the conscious mind. So therefore, we may be having some disagreement or some conflict or some contrast with someone right now, and we're in the now, and we're thinking, well, she drives me crazy, or she just doesn't get me, or whatever it is, and you're fired up and she's fired up. Sure, you're reacting to what's happening now, but it's what's happened in the past that keeps triggering you and reminding you of those feelings, because those feelings are not only in our subconscious mind, they're also in our cellular memory, in our bodies. We feel them in our bodies. We can feel it in our gut. We can feel it in our throat. We can feel it in any part of our body. If you're very, connected to your body does talk to you. Your body does communicate those messages. So this is where hypnosis is non-invasive. It gets straight to the source. It's like getting to that splinter and pulling it out. That's how I describe it.
Exactly. And just
Getting it out, so you get that flow, that free feeling of free pain.
absolutely. And excuse me, but you got me excited because I even recall falling asleep during a couple of your segments when I decided to relax and get out of my own way and let you in. And that took trust. And yes, I trusted you, and and am thankful that I did.
Yeah, but I just want to add to that, Luke. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
You
good.
trusted me, but you built enough trust in yourself. That's
Right,
what really happened. You trusted me only when you were able to trust yourself. And a lot of the times what happens is, particularly in relationships, we don't trust ourselves. We don't
right,
trust what we're feeling. We don't trust that, no, this is not right.
right,
We still do it. We still enter a relationship, even though we see all the red flags and we're not trusting that feeling, or vice versa, where it's so good. Like this really feels good, but I don't trust this feeling of good because it's foreign to me. I'm not used to such a easy, smooth riding relationship. Now I'm sure, some people out there have experienced that. We all have, where something feels so good that it feels so foreign that we don't even go there because we
right,
think, oh, there's something behind it.
right.
There's going to be a booby trap behind it. I know that something's coming.
Right. We
Again,
sabotage
because
ourselves, with our own
exactly,
fears and
exactly. So
limited
we
thinking.
build trust within ourselves to then build trust with others, and then to be discerning enough to know what is right for us and what isn't. Now, can you do this on your own? Well, it takes a lot, but when you actually go through this therapy and sessions, and and which isn't a lot of, talk therapy. I like to say this to men because men don't like to talk generally, especially when we go deep. Luke, I don't know, in the beginning too, it was a little bit strange for you, I'm sure, to be, sharing stuff with someone you didn't even know, and
Right,
let alone
right,
woman, right?
right,
So, so when you can trust and let go, then that means you are just opening yourself up to, the changes, the transformation, because then the suggestions, and all those suggestions aren't mine. It's your desire. And that's what I was
right.
saying. The talk therapy is there's not a lot of talk therapy. It's going straight to the source. And men love that because, in
Yes.
general, men don't like
You
to
you
talk
have
a lot.
to help me feel comfortable. I mean, I trust my intuition as well, and I believe in energy. So I didn't get that red flag that something wasn't right. And on top of that, you have an element of professionalism and just a gentle touch that assisted me in relaxing and allowing you to have access to my conscious and subconscious mind. And that's very important, just the way that you present yourself, and the way the way that you articulated yourself, and just the energy that you you vibe and give off. That made a big difference in that. And I'm just saying this to everyone that's listening too. So
Yeah,
it's
and
amazing.
it's so important in anything, whether it's people working with me or you're working with someone else in any area of your life. You
Right,
have to you have to feel that alignment, that synchronicity
right,
with that person. And if you don't, then you're going to be uncomfortable.
right,
You're going to be uncomfortable, and the subconscious mind is going to be quite, the conscious mind is going to be resistant. The critical mind is going to, nope, this is not happening. So you're talking yourself out of something that could be great. However, when you feel that flow, um, it works. Now, having said
exactly.
that, I always say, I only want people that want to work on themselves. I only work with
Right,
people that really have that passion, that deep burning desire that want change. If you're not ready for it, it's okay. It just means you have to keep going a little longer with a bit more pain, with a bit more frustration, whatever it is that's happening, but you will know. And, for that, I really say to, my clients, particularly when we're discussing it, it has to feel right to you. I
right.
can't tell you whether it's right for you. Only you know whether it's right for you. And if you have that, green flag to go ahead, well, then just run with it in anything
Wow.
that you do, because you're trusting your own self, your higher self, your intuition, your gut feeling.
Absolutely. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. You articulated that perfectly. Yes, I want to touch on the next thing because I told you I expressed to you prior to the segment. I want to get into some. I know you have so much going on, and I know it's hard to cram everything. But tell us a bit about how you came up with the Gentleman's Square. That's the name of your business, right?
Right, right. Okay. Well, that's interesting because a lot of people are either drawn to the name, repelled by the name, or very curious and thinking, what's this gentleman square about?
Curious. That's what I got. The feeling I got when
Curiosity.
I heard that title.
Right. And I'm going to be really honest and straightforward here. A lot of people think it's some kind of escort agency, some kind of club. Seriously, I think because of the gentleman, like
Yes.
you've got the
Gentlemen's
gentleman's
Club.
club,
Yes.
right?
I can see
Uh,
that.
uh, you can see that, yeah. And I think, oh wow, and that did never ever cross my mind because the whole thing started in Italy when I was living in Italy, and I lived in a city called Siracusa, and the main city, the main town there was Ortigia, where in every city you have a big a cathedral and a square, right?
Right.
And I would
Right.
always walk through this square nearly every day for work. And I could see all these men together, just having coffees, chatting, very connected because Italians are very out there and social. And I went,
Right.
look at this. Look, so many men. And then piazza is in Italian means square.
Hmm.
And I said, Piazza degli uomini, gli uomini meaning men, gentlemen. And I went, oh, the Gentleman's Square. Oh my God, that's what I want to name my business because
Right.
men, gravitate to squares because they're
Right.
very logic, they're very linear, they're very
Right. Right. Logical.
compartmentalized,
Yes.
right? Everything is like, oh, this compartment, that compartment. And I went, that's it. That's what it is. That's what I want to, and gentlemen, this word gentleman has been lost over the years.
Right. Right.
I mean, let's look back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, where a gentleman was a gentleman. He was
Right.
chivalrous,
Right.
and there
Right.
still are men that are chivalrous now. Let me just say that now.
Right.
But there's far and few between. I think, it's kind of with the whole digital world and the way things are moving, even the way they're dressed, back then men just look so elegant in their suits
Right.
and their vests, their shirts. They just,
Ascots, ties.
yeah,
Right.
and they
Right.
they walked with confidence. They walked like they were rich in abundance
Right.
of wisdom, intelligence, and maybe some of them weren't, but they still walked like they did. You know, they
Confidence and
would make
courage.
it, yeah,
Yes.
and women would turn. Women would like, he looks good. And he didn't have to show flesh. He didn't have to flex his muscles. He just like kept it all. And usually, believe it or not, you know, like I've come across a lot of men in my time and working, and a lot of those men that are very body proud and have got amazing bodies, but a lot of them don't really show their bodies off because
Right.
that's not their draw card. It's their confidence,
Oh,
their
yes.
self, yeah, and their intelligence, their
Intelligence.
intellect, and their emotional intelligence
Right.
that they use with women. Okay, that is a man of mastery. Mastering that emotional intelligence to connect with a woman. And I say to get to her, get ready for this, get ready to get to her intellectual G spot. Every man is after wanting to get to her G spot, right? Let's face it. I'm going to be
Wow.
really straight out, put it out
Wow.
there now.
Wow.
But you know what? If you can get to her intellectual G spot first, let me
Right.
tell you, you can get to any spot in her at all, right?
And you can teach us how to do
Completely.
that, right, Stefania?
Absolutely. That's what I do best. That's what I do best.
That is
So,
absolutely amazing. Amazing.
mhm,
Amazing.
mhm.
Also, can you elaborate? You have a book or several books?
I have one book that's actually on Amazon at the moment. I do have it here. I'm not sure if you
Oh,
can see
okay.
that. Master the Language of Attraction, which you can get it on Amazon. I have another one coming that's going to be published soon. And I do have a guide, an actual a free guide for men. It's how to attract your ideal partner. Okay, it's a guide that will help you, and take you through avoiding the pitfalls. Yeah, avoiding the pitfalls of dating. So
Wow.
it's a good read,
Where can you
and
find
yeah.
that?
All right. Well, you can get that with a free gift. I've actually named it free gift dot thegentlemansquare.com. So you can get that. I'm sure you're going to put that in the feed anyway. And also I do have another free ebook as well. It's called that's an ebook, Juicier Ways to Connect with a Woman. 5 juicier ways to connect with a woman.
Wow.
But both of them are great. But if you're after that, how to attract your ideal partner, that is a definite. I suggest that one.
Amazing. Amazing. And while you're on the subject of the web addresses, can you tell us how to find you? You have a website that you can
Yes.
audibly say now. And just like you said, you did send me your links, and I'm going to make sure I incorporate all of those links in the description of this segment when it's uploaded. But while we're here, for people that's just listening, they might be on their car radio or, listening through their
Yes,
headphones while they're doing their work. Tell us your
absolutely.
highlight your.
All right. So you can get hold of me either through the Gentleman Square. So it's www.thegentleman, MEN plural, square.com. And there is an email there, support at the Gentleman Square, or there is my own personal email, info@stefaniapuleo.com. You can email me directly there. And I also have a YouTube channel. I have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. I have all the social media that you
Under
can. There's a
Stefania
lot of free.
PULEO.
Yes, PULEO.
And
And also for the gentlemen that, want a little bit more, I do have a free group that you can join through Facebook. I do have, over 500 members already. And there is, you get free content. I do weekly webinars, lots of free content. And I'm now going to be introducing and having Q&As as well in this year. I haven't set a date yet,
wow.
but you can certainly join that group. It is only for men, simply because I'm creating and holding a safe space for men. It's not about dating. It's about just being able to feel free and connect with others as well.
Well,
Definitely.
that's amazing. And I am intrigued and excited and just wow that you from a woman's perspective, a feminine perspective, can help, men, assist men in their approach, their thinking, their mindset in regard to the opposite sex, dating, period. And that, I think that's amazing. You are definitely filling a void, and that's amazing. I just
Thank
have to
you.
say
Thank you,
that.
Luke. And I just want to extend to all your audience, because I know you've got quite a following, and they respect you and love the guests you bring on. However, I'd like to offer, anyone that is listening and quotes this episode as well, for a free chat with Stefania. Okay, this is not a sales call. It's simply, for those that want to talk about something, want some tips, some suggestions, want someone to listen to, a sounding board. I can be that person for you. I'm offering, a complimentary chat, 15, 20 minutes that may help you with whatever you're going through at the moment. So,
That's
yeah.
amazing. And how would they
Okay,
reach out
and
to?
that again is on the link. You can get that on the
Yeah,
website.
I'll have the links up.
Free.
So go in the
Yeah.
description. Excuse me, Stefania. Go into the description of this video and click those links. They'll be in the description of this video on all the platforms, and connect with Stefania. And I have to highlight something else too. Stefania's expertise extends far beyond just single men. I'm married, and so she helped me in regard to how to relate to my wife, especially during trying moments, and how to subside and eradicate some of those triggers, especially from a masculine standpoint. So she's the real deal. I just have to say that.
Thank you. Thank you, Lou. Thank you. Absolutely, because I get it all the time. Women say, you're helping us as well. And, there are women that do want to
Absolutely.
reach out, and I don't say no to my sisters, because I love my sisters. So yeah, if they want to reach out and chat, definitely, by all means, I can help you as well. As you know, I'm
Absolutely. Absolutely.
coming from
If
both
these,
ends.
whoever needs help, men out there, especially if you can get past the stunning beauty of this woman and really tune in to what she has to say and her expertise, you will not regret it. I guarantee. I guarantee you won't.
Fantastic. Thank you, Luke. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes. Thank you, Stefania, again for coming on. Are there any final bit of advice you'd like to say before we conclude the segment? We're down to about 3 minutes.
Okay. I know this segment will go out to everywhere in the world. And I am creating something here in Melbourne, Australia, for those, Melburnians that might get hold of this segment, which I'm sure they will, because I'm going to share it with everyone, that I am going to be creating some events for singles. So actually creating meetups, exclusive, I'm going to call them exclusive pop-up events for singles. I'm creating a space, an event where, men and women can come together and connect, maybe find their ideal partner. You don't know. So yeah, the first one is actually happening just after Valentine's Day. So for all those people that missed out on having a Valentine, do not fear, I say. Steffi is here.
Yes,
Cupid
yes.
is still hanging around.
Amazing, amazing. And I have to give you another round of applause.
So yeah, I I've extended my services to do that now, because I'm getting from all angles. Stefania, do you know someone that Stefania, do you know a man that possibly could? You know what? The universe is telling me something here. I'm going to create an event. I'm going to make this happen. And specifically, for, people that are like 45 upwards, because I think in that area, there's really not a lot around. Yeah, sure, there's still clubs, but this is specifically for people that are, conscious driven, and are conscious about what they want, that they definitely want to meet someone. like-minded,
Wow.
like them.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you again, Stefania. Thank you everyone for watching and or listening. Be sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button. Check those links out in the description of this video and connect with Stefania. Also, check out my website, 333empower.com. And if you think you'd be an amazing guest for this show, send an email to 333empower@gmail.com. See you soon. Love and appreciation.
Bye.